This is a message from the magpie's nest. Alright. Here we go. I just tried doing this. I don't do this video mainly on focusing on the tag team situation in WWE. Now, I haven't been watching WWE for the past 2 to 3 weeks. And the last straw for me was Miz winning the title. Now, I have nothing against Miz being a world champion. I have a problem with the way it came about. Okay? That's all I'm going to say on the subject. Okay. Now, this is mainly focusing on the recent, a lot of firings that have happened over the past years that they have not had a real tag team division in WWE. They've had tag champions mainly over the last 3 or 4 years. Like, probably since the Bashams and World's Greatest Tag Team and the Dudleys have left. Like, after that, there was pretty much, like, the writing was on the wall. The tag team divisions at the time were dead. Yes, they tried to keep it alive with having DX win the titles, even having Radar KO win the titles. But it wasn't the same after that. Even having the Hardys come back together. And, like, I look at the way the tag team division, like even having Paul London and Brian Kendrick, there was short-lived with Paul London and Brian Kendrick and MNM holding the belts. Like, that was like just keeping them alive. Like, even having John Morrison, The Miz, that was the tag team division has pretty much been on life support since the Bashams. An initial run, and World's Greatest Tag Team, and even after Team 3D left. After that, it was pretty much on life support after that. Like even La Resistance. Look at La Resistance. They were initially they were good, but after Rene Dupree went on his solo run, there was not much personality in there. Anyway, I look at the way things are. Like Kurt Hawkins, when I saw Kurt Hawkins and Vance Archer break up, I thought, what are you doing? And same thing with the Hart Foundation. What are you doing? Not like all 4 of those guys. If I were a writer, and like my main responsibility in WWE, and I was a writer, and I said, and they came to me, the head people came to me, I went, okay, we want you to break up this tag team, or whatever. I would say to them, okay, you want me to break them up? I can do that. What are you going to do with them after they feud together? That would be my question. What do you want to do with them after they feud? After they've done their initial generic in wrestling. Okay, tag team breaks up. They feud together for 1 or 2 months, and then I'd say. That would be my first question. What are you going to do with them after they break up? Same reason I looked at when Paul London and Brian Kendrick broke up. Okay, they're either going to send them back to by this time, pretty much the Cruiserweight division was gone. So there's none of that there. What are you going to do with them? Same thing with the Hart. It's like they break them up and then they don't know what to do with them. Like, look at Miz and Morrison. Miz was doing very little after the initial breakup of him and John Morrison. Like, eventually they both went off and they both won their belts and they feuded. They had a match together. But when I initially saw that they broke up, Morrison and Miz, I went, "Great! Why are you doing that?" Because initially I thought, well, I can see Morrison going a certain way after it, but not so much the Miz. But I want to. If you had told me that now he'd be told me then that now he would be WWE champion, I wouldn't have believed you. Anyway, but basically, I got the new SmackDown vs. Raw game. And the main reason I got this was because the universe mode, and I saw that you could, and since forever you've been able to create your own tag teams and stables. Here are just a few tag teams I created. Alright, ever since SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, initially I've created a new generation or next generation tag team with all a bunch of second or third generation athletes. Since the initial one, there was Carlito, Rene Dupree, who, believe it or not, is actually a second generation wrestler, and Chavo Guerrero. Then after Rene Dupree left, it was just Carlito and Chavo. That was my initial tag team. Well, now that Carlito's gone, since the last one, I think it was, the 2009, I added Cody Rhodes to it, because I think Cody Rhodes and Chavo Guerrero would make a good tag team. But I know that since then he's Cody's team with Drew McIntyre, and well, nothing much has gone on there. But I actually had Drew McIntyre team with Vance Archer and that. So another tag team that I created was Kofi Kingston and Shelton Benjamin. Similar styles and all that, and I know Shelton Benjamin's no longer with the company, but hey, here's an idea. Won't they? Even having Shelton team with MVP would have been great. Obviously, I put Crime Time back together. I don't know why they broke up in the first place. Like, at least they should have at least given them the belts before breaking them up and saying, because I think they're the best tag team in WWE that hadn't won the belts. Like, okay, fair enough, you're going to break them up. Well, why not at least give them a 1 or 2 month run with the belts? They obviously don't care about the tag belts. Well, what harm would it have done? I mean, look what they've done. They fired Shad, and I don't know if they've fired JTG yet, but because I haven't been paying attention to the news, but JTG's not doing anything, so but they're just a few of the tag teams I created. Just off the top of my head, those are the ones. Like, there are others that I created in the game, but I think in real life, at least some of those tag teams would have been somewhat successful. And obviously it kept the Hart Dynasty together. And seeing as I don't think that The Miz, even in fiction, I put him together with Zack Ryder. And like, I've had other, because Zack Ryder wasn't doing anything, hasn't been doing anything. I think Zack Ryder would probably be good in a tag team. Like, even putting Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder back together, what's the harm? Anyway, I will probably do a list in the future of tag teams that I think would be good. That's it from me. Please subscribe. I'm just going to do another video after this.